your eyes don't blink at the same time. One eye blinks.
What do you mean?
Differently than the other eye, and it makes you look like a lizard.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
It does make it seem like we're serial killers, like we're about to tell you about a murder that happened.
It kind of does. All right, we're gonna try to start the podcast. Let's find a 10-second countdown. It already knows what I want.
Yeah.
You know what I like. You always know what I like, baby.
Do that one with the blue 6.
We did that one with Stupid and Childish.
We weren't recording though. Or just whatever.
Yeah, we'll do that one. I want to see something. I personally want to see something new.
That's right, viewers.
Countdown.
He doesn't care about what you want.
No.
Or what you've seen.
This has 5.6 million views and it looks awful. Let's watch that one.
This is a 3, 2, 1. Oh. There's a 3, 2, 1 countdown to the time.
Yeah, there's a 3, 2, 1 to the countdown.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Happy Halloween!
Blah, 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 blah.
Alright.
What does it say lie? Or is L/E? I don't know.
Not almost famous, oh yeah, yeah. Not almost famous, oh yeah, yeah. Not almost famous with Alex and Christian. Alex and Christian. Yeah. This episode, or our sponsor for this episode, is not Axe Body Spray.
This episode of what, Alex? You haven't even told the people what the fuck they're watching.
Put the title screen back on. That's why I forgot.
Yeah, they don't know.
This episode of Not Almost Famous with Christian Alex is not brought to you by Axe Body Spray.
That's why we smell like shit.
Ooh. Axe Body Spray. I don't know. You know what it is. They're not our actual sponsor.
Yeah, it's black and yellow.
They can't sue us. This is a reaction video to us not being sponsored by Axe Body Spray.
We should, if we had like a can, we could like react to it like, ugh.
Why wouldn't they sponsor us? Yeah.
That was a pretty good impression of someone reacting to Axe Body Spray.
Pretty good at impressions?
I can do 2.
I can do also.
Also? I don't know. Do you want to know what they are and hear them?
Not really.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
All right, moving on. All right.
I'd love to hear them, even if they're bad. Which they won't be.
So I can do Hank Hill. Like, should I get like
Hank Hill?
Should I get like close to the mic and do like an ASMR Hank Hill? Or should I just do it from here?
Fuck ASMR. I'm over ASMR.
Right, we've talked about that every episode. Is that going to be a thing where I think we should have like an ASMR like section. Eventually it'll
playlist. ASMR playlist, people will click on it. This is an ASMR.
But it'll keep growing and growing and growing, and eventually the whole podcast will be like an hour of ASMR. Like we started out like the first episode like shitting on ASMR, and then we become like a full ASMR podcast.
And the thing is, YouTube got rid of dislikes, so people will still click on it. Like, oh, This is great.
Yeah,
it's great for trolling people not having dislikes. Having basics probably even more bigger than ever.
Okay,
he never has dislikes.
I'll do impressions, but you need to give me the script. Like, what am I gonna say? Like, what is Hank Hill gonna say?
He's gonna say, oh God, what is he gonna say? Should I give you a script or a topic, like improv? Or
no,
do you
I don't want
actual word for word.
I want word for word. What do you want to hear Hank Hill say?
He's gonna say, well, Bobby, I'm not sure where your mother is right now, but you better find her. I don't fucking know.
Well, Bobby, I'm not sure where your mother is right now, but you better find her.
Right.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I thought you were going to say something a little bit more ridiculous, like...
unfortunately, I really dropped the ball there.
Well, Bobby, dinosaurs didn't exist.
You said ridiculous, so
yeah.
That's not
right,
ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, okay. Bobby, your mom is not a pterodactyl. Why would you even say that?
Can you do Tom Anderson or Mr. Anderson from Beavis and Butthead?
It's the same thing. Yeah, I almost didn't get that, but...
A little trivia for you guys.
Yeah, that's another one I can do.
Mr. Anderson.
For some reason, he still talks about Bobby.
Beavis?
Well, Bobby, don't hang out with Beavis and Butthead.
That's a crossover episode that we needed.
They're bad men.
You ever would have thought that he would have like maybe had Beavis and Butthead on King of the Hill, but MTV probably owns.
Yeah, you're probably right.
That would be cool though.
I'm torn between like when I have to cough, like protecting the audience, or like really abusing them and just
coughing. Yeah. Like you mean you don't want to get them sick.
Right? Yeah. I'm gonna give the audience.
Ooh.
Put your ears close.
God, what? You said you did another accent.
Yeah. Impression. Yeah.
Impression. Whatever.
So the other one is Shaggy from Scooby Doo. I need a script again.
Oh God. Hey Scooby, let's get high as hell and eat all these. What do they eat? Scooby
Let's
snacks?
get high as hell and eat ass. Yeah.
Okay.
Scoob, let's get high as hell and eat ass.
I think that's what Scooby sounds like.
Do you want to eat my ass, Scoob?
This is why we have the viewer discretion.
I'll eat yours if you eat mine.
See, we just said Shaggy. My impression of Shaggy is the singer from. Well, I don't know what he's from, but everyone knows Shaggy.
Yeah.
From It Wasn't Me.
Shaggy.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
You literally just sound like Stitch.
Stitch.
Yeah. Blue pumpkin.
What's the other song you had?
Love me, sex machine.
What is the one like?
Shaggy.
Butt naked. Oh, that was actually really fucking good.
Shaggy.
I was like, where's Shaggy from?
Not a lot to make you moist and wet. Not a lot to make you moan and sweat.
What's the one?
Not a lot to Mr. Lover. Mr. Lover.
Banging on the bathroom floor. It was wasn't me.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
I guess
You do that one weird. Every other one you do great, but
it wasn't me.
I'm pretty sure that's how he says it.
I don't know. Something feels off about that one.
Oh, no, like a natural to like a better. I run the matter out of Finland to a killer. I'll be a true player, have to know how to play. I'll be the night come, pieces in the
Yeah.
You went full Stitch at the end.
Pieces in the night come, pieces in the day. Mana, men, when they heard what you say.
Like,
hey, Scooby, do you want to eat my ass?
Wow, Scooby just eating 2 Shaggy asses tonight.
Shaggy too dope.
Oh God, he can eat 3 Shaggy asses. Or like just Shaggy from Scooby Doo, but with like the clown makeup on.
And doing Shaggy the singer's accent impression of Shaggy.
Yeah. Or
too much.
If Scooby Doo had the voice of like Shaggy the singer.
Yeah. Dude, there's actually like some people, like actors and stuff that do impressions of people doing impressions.
I know.
I think there's a stand-up comedian that does that. I don't remember off the top of my head, but there's like really fucking good. Like they'll.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was some guy. He was doing like Ray Romano doing Christopher Walken. And I don't even know how to do that impression, but it was a stand-up comedian.
I really want to see if I can find that, because I really want to see that now.
Yeah, I'll see if I remember who it was.
Yeah, because I really need to see that. I know Dana Carvey's really good at impressions.
It definitely wasn't him. Yeah, I tried to look it up, and I can't. It was definitely a stand-up comedian, because he was doing impressions of people doing impressions.
Christopher Walken?
I'm pretty sure it was he was doing an impression of Ray Romano doing an impression of Christopher Walken or something. Yeah, I don't know. If there's any viewers, please feel free to comment sometime.
What the fuck? There's a video, the title is Come Town. What?
Yeah, it was definitely, it was some kind of stand-up comedian, I think, because it was part of a stand-up bit, and I just can't fucking remember who it was.
All right.
I just thought of one. I can do an impression of Hulk Hogan doing an impression of Phil Anselmo.
Okay.
Are you talking to me, brother?
Okay, that's pretty good. I'll do an impression of do an impression of Christopher Walken doing an impression of the guy from Slipknot.
Corey Taylor?
Corey Taylor, yeah.
I see. Everyone can do a Christian Walken impression, but I feel like I can't. But he's like, I'm Christopher Walken. That's not what he sounds like. What does he sound like? I'm Christopher Walken. I push my fingers into my eyes. I just sound like the Joker.
You kind of do. Like, you sound like Heath Ledger.
You want to know how I got these scars? Yeah. I push my fingers into my eyes.
I used to do a pretty good impression of that too, like the pencil scene, like
yeah.
I make this pencil disappear, and it's gone.
Yeah. I remember like there were all these impression videos of the Joker when it first came out.
Yeah.
And I found the one, I don't remember what the person was or the title was, but I remember I ripped it off YouTube and I just renamed it the doofiest Joker ever because that was the only, as like doofy was like a word that I used to use. But it was like really bad. He had like really terrible makeup and he was doing it seriously. And he like pops on the screen, he's like, you want to know how I got these scars? And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? But, I have one friend that's really, really good at impressions. Maybe, his name's Alan. We could maybe have him as a guest.
That'd be pretty cool.
To do impressions. I'll make a note of that. I could call him now. See if he's free.
Oh, dude, you should.
I actually put my ringtone on so we can see if Alan texts me back and says.
Oh, okay.
So wait. In the meantime,
okay, I thought you were just gonna call him and be a rude asshole.
Well, we'd have to see if he's asleep or not because I don't know, but
see, I think that would be funny. I mean, I wouldn't do it to anyone I know, but like
it'd be funny if you watch someone else do it.
Yeah. It's funny if, like, I don't have any of the responsibility or any of the blame.
Like when the guys on Jackass beat the shit out of their dad or their friends, it's funny, but if you know.
Like, I don't enjoy participating in drama, but I'm totally cool with observing drama. Like, when neighbors are outside, like, having, like, a serious fight and they're, like, yelling and screaming at each other, like, I'm the guy sitting on the porch, like, smoking a cigarette, like, watching that, like...
It's like,
like, I'm not involved at all, but I'm entertained right now.
Right.
I'm that asshole.
Was this supposed to be a Shape of Ohio?
It was supposed to be a square.
Okay.
We're continuously upgrading the show, everyone.
Upgrade.
So, we've added some, squigglies. We've added a star, a smiley face. We're happier now than we used to be.
You can't buy that in Hollywood, people.
And maybe with the next one, I'll erase the no, we should make that Ohio, like an actual good like drawing of Ohio next time.
All right.
I don't know why.
It's settled.
I want to put a little Kentucky inside of Ohio. Yeah, you want to have a little Kentucky inside of you, Ohio? Kentucky inside my Ohio. I don't know Would you like to have a little Kentucky inside you? I can do that. So I told you, and I don't care to admit this. If you don't want me to say this, I'll totally cut it out. But
okay,
I told you that I didn't really know what to talk about this episode. And that you assured me that everything would be okay. That everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Everything will be okay. So if this all goes south, I'm going to totally blame you.
That's all right.
Because I feel like I'm doing a lot of the work here, Alex. Like, yeah, you're doing probably more of the talking. But I'm doing so much work giving you shit to talk about. I think it's finally your turn.
Oh, God.
I know, right?
I was hoping you wouldn't figure out my
your strategy is like if I give you a subject, you can talk like infinitely on it, but as far as actually coming up with something you have to say, like I know you're a person that has like a lot to say, but
If you find the right topics, you can get people talking.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Well, I know one thing I think you said you like, or if I'm remembering, you told me something about you like etymology or
Etymology,
like finding the words and origins of them. And
yeah,
shit.
it's like the origin of language, like the origin of like certain words and like language where things came
well,
from.
brothers and sisters, I think we know where the origin came from.
Yeah. Oh, do we have any sponsors today?
No, remember Axe Body Spray was not our official sponsor.
Oh,
we
right.
couldn't get one this time.
Yeah, so
we're not gonna be able to have a sponsor every time, guys. I'm sorry.
What wait, I thought we were supposed to have a guest today. Did Patton Oswalt cancel again?
Fuck Patton Oswalt.
Oh, okay.
He was uninvited. He was never invited.
No, he was never invited.
Yeah.
We invited him just to uninvite him.
Even if like he somehow hears this podcast and he has no idea why I don't like him. He's not even like my most disliked person. It's just like it's more of like a not ambivalent, but it's just like, hey, do you want to go to the mall? Nah, fuck the mall. You know, like, fuck the mall, man. I don't want to go there.
Easy target.
Right.
Fun to hate. I do like a lot of Patton Oswalt's older stand-up material, but...
I knew you would.
Yeah, I'm just that kind of guy. But no, I do really... It's one of those things where, like, I feel like... So someone will say a word and someone will spark it in my memory, because this is the kind of shit that I just, like, look up on my phone when I'm laying in bed at night.
C-A-T. Cat.
Cunt?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Sorry, my ears were a little cunted up, clogged up.
You had a bunch of cunt in your ears?
Yeah. Yeah, now we're just like saying offensive words just the same.
What if you found the origin of the word origin? Do you win? Is that how that works?
I think that I would count that as a victory.
Found a cheat code, shortcut. Yeah. There we go.
So if I wanted to start producing content where I'm talking about the origin of language, I would just start there and end there. So I'd just do that one video, then abandon the channel. Okay.
I think that's pretty fucking Kurt Cobain of you.
It would get like billions of views and I'd make all the money. I'd never have to work.
Yep.
Okay.
And Courtney Love would be set for life still.
But I feel like I talk to people about this and their eyes start to glaze over and they're just like, I don't care about that.
Well, it's a good thing we can't see our viewers' eyes.
Right, yeah. Oh, they are glazed as can be.
Glazed happiness.
I feel like that's dirty. I felt dirty saying that and I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't think glazed really is ever... I mean...
I'd like to know the origin of the word glazed.
I'm pretty sure it's German. It has to be.
Probably.
Yeah.
Most dirty words are German, right? Well, you said, one of us said, I said glazed, and now I started thinking about donuts.
Yeah, Grater's has the best donuts, if anyone's wondering. They're called glazed happiness.
Yeah, if donuts weren't so good, like, they would sound disgusting. Like, a glazed
They
donut.
are disgusting, but they're disgustingly good.
Yeah, right. They're so disgustingly delicious.
Right.
But I'm just now realizing how, like, unappetizing the word glazed is. I don't know why. There's certain words that are like that. And there's certain words, like, I guess kind of every word, if you say it a whole bunch, it starts to sound like something that's not real. But I feel like certain words do that more than other words. The one that's always gotten me, like, and this started when I was a little kid, like, I don't know what made me disassociate, like, when I heard this word, but, like, it caused problems within me. The word,
I don't want to know.
The word mop.
Mop.
It's such a strange word, like, phonetically to me.
It's like a really basic word. That's like an entry-level word.
But it really doesn't sound like a real thing. Like, it doesn't sound like something real that someone would say.
It's just a noise. All words are noises.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So that's the origin of language. Noise.
Noise.
Yeah.
Loud noises.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite word origin story?
Okay, so not really. It's just hard to recall off the top of my head, but I do know a couple of, like, differences between, like, British English and American English that I think is a little fun. Like,
Jolly good time, ripping good time.
I was talking, at one point I was talking to this British girl from England, and I was talking about a rooster, and she had no fucking idea what I was talking about. And
Do you mean a cock?
No, cockerel.
Cockerel.
Yeah.
A cockerel.
Yeah, a cock or cockerel. Like, she had no idea, like, what rooster even was.
Rooster in my Rari.
And, like, that... yeah, that song would make even less sense to them.
Even less sense. Doesn't make sense to most people, but it makes even less sense. Yeah.
But truck, they don't know what trucks are. Truck, I don't remember what it's called over there, but truck is called something completely different. Actually, I'm curious enough to do a quick Google search.
I know one that's funny, because there's an opposite too, because, it goes both ways. Over here we used to have Fanny Packs, the little pouches that you carried around.
Yeah.
In, on the island, a fanny actually is a vagina.
Yeah.
So,
vagina pack.
Yeah.
Laurie. A lorry is a truck.
Oh, wow. So
Lorry.
So Hugh Laurie is just Hugh Truck?
Yeah, Hugh
That's
Truck.
fucking horrible.
Like, Hugh G. Truck?
Huge truck.
Yeah, it'd be a huge truck is his name.
He's like, I'm Hugh Laurie. And they're like, you're a huge truck. Don't lie to me.
You're a huge truck. Don't
lie to me.
Yeah, his work doesn't translate as well in America.
Mm.
But yeah, that is funny that it's a vagina pack, like
the fanny monologues.
Yeah.
The vagina monologue.
The fanny monologue. That's really good, actually. I don't know. What about? I know you're not like some weird nerd with this shit. Like
I have a favorite. I do have a favorite word origin. Though.
Okay.
I remember it's you might. Do you know the origin for pickle?
No.
Pickle is actually from. Well, it's almost English. It was like the I don't know. It was like Gaelic or some whatever, but I mean, and maybe it was German. See, now I'm trying to remember it, and I don't remember it as well.
Yeah.
It was. I think it was Irish, maybe. So it's for the word pickerel, which it was actually like these like kind of like it's almost like a rolled up like rag that they used to plug on like the pirate ships and stuff.
Yeah.
They used to like plug it and stuff, but then like after voyaging and stuff like on pirate ships, like they would like when they would plug on like they would land and they would unplug or take out the towel or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and then they would repair the holes or whatever in the ship. They would take it out, and it was just all fucking, like, gross and, like, decomposing and stuff like that. So, then it became, like, when, I don't know, whoever the fuck invented, like, the pickle, Irish guy, maybe. I don't know, maybe he had a family of pirates or something, but
Yeah.
whatever reason, when he was reminded of, like, putting, like, the pickles in the... like the jars to like of the vinegar and like the gross because like vinegar is like kind of gross, I guess. So it was like the gross, dirty shit, and just leaving it there for forever. I guess decided to call it off the old pirate origin story.
That's weird because he's like, I'm gonna call this is gross, but we're gonna eat it. I'm gonna call it something gross,
right? But a lot of gross things people eat.
That's true. Things. Well, pretty much almost everything we eat, like, if you were an alien, like a complete outsider, like, looking in on humanity, and you were looking at the things we eat, like, your face would constantly be like...
Just like, do they just put anything in their mouth?
Yeah,
pretty much.
They'll fucking eat anything.
They'll
even
eat
ass.
Yeah. It's like, I just knew I walked right into that one.
Yeah, you did. I love that it's becoming like an ongoing thing. Like every episode has to have a segment on eating ass.
Yeah, I love walking into eating ass.
That would be pretty funny. Like if we did like a segment where like I'm teaching you the basics of eating ass.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, you can do that on one of my off days. You can just teach it to yourself.
Teach it to myself.
And then you look like a crazy person in a room talking to yourself, teaching yourself how to eat ass.
Yeah. I'm just sitting in the room like, you didn't even see me doing that. It's good because I might have triggered you. You don't want to see what it was.
We're in a safe space.
Okay. But I'd just be like in an empty room by myself, just going like, yeah.
It triggered me, but not the way you thought.
I think if I'm going to teach you properly, we'd have to get, like, fleshlights, but, like, the ass version. Like, each have our own. And I'm like, okay, Alex, you do this.
Can I, like, get one from the store of like a famous porn store? Or does it have to be of your ass? Because I might not be down.
No. If you're gonna practice on,
it'd be my own ass.
That would be interesting. We should get molds.
It'd be like masturbation.
Molds
It'd
of
be
our
masturbation.
Yeah, masturbation. Molds of our own assholes,
Hmm.
and then I can teach you how to eat your own ass.
But you have to charge. My asshole brings all the boys.
Yeah, I can teach you how to eat it, but I have to charge. That sounds really fucking catchy. Like,
yeah,
there's so many songs out there that I don't like, but they're so
That's the
catchy.
song you don't like.
Yeah, they're so catchy that like I can't help but like want to listen to them.
And I think the number one catchiest song of all time that people hate the most is Baby Shark.
Oh my God, no!
I fucking love that song though.
You actually do?
I really truly like it.
Okay, dude, I need to see if there's a metal version of it.
There's some good ones. I already looked them up.
Okay, well, I really want to hear one right now. So if you can find one and send it to me,
let's see if I can find the right one. Let's see if I remember the right one. Actually, yeah, I think the first one's pretty good, if I remember correctly.
The one with the little girl?
Yeah.
Leo?
Yeah. That was a pretty good one.
He's, like, consistently really good.
Yeah, Frog Leap, yeah.
Great protection at great low rates you want? Yep. Click for a great low rate today.
Great protection. We're not sponsored by
Ready for
Allstate.
smoking with hypnosis?
Or
Instead, start small.
Oops.
Start
Nicorette.
smoking
We're
with
not sponsored by that either.
Hell no.
Their name sounds vaguely racist.
Nicotine? That's racist.
How the fuck do you say his last name, by the way? Leo Moracchioli?
Moracchioli?
Alright, we're not sponsored by him.
Moracchioli? I don't know.
Okay. I can dig it.
Yeah.
I really like that he's dressed as a shark.
He gets better.
Baby shark. Baby shark.
There is one that's better than this I'm trying to find.
I don't know if this is his daughter or what, but she looks really confused. Okay. I like that he's doing different voices.
Yeah.
Oh, it's getting faster? Alright, I'm bored with this one.
There is one that's more like metalcore and shit.
Yeah.
But I don't remember it, and I don't have my music library, so I'm trying to see if I can look off my play history. This might be it. No, it's not.
I'm gonna listen to it though.
It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Actually, this might be it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like
really
a new metal
catchy.
cover.
Yeah. I hate this is gonna get stuck in my head. Like,
It's fucking good, right?
dude, one of my favorite things ever is
Oh god. Is it a parody or something? Oh shit, really?
dude, it's actually kind of fire.
It
like,
has to be.
It's actually pretty good. We could use this. It's got like a nice vibe to it. I don't know. I actually really like it.
Yeah, this sounds like a real song.
Yeah. Hey! We can use this for our countdown.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're like, okay. You're like, that's your way of saying, like, okay, but I don't like it. This is actually my favorite one.
I don't even know what Kazoo Kid is.
I like to sing, dance.
My name is Nathaniel.
I like to have fun.
Okay.
Right? You never heard of Kazoo Kid?
No.
Dude.
I'm not a big YouTuber, I guess.
Let's go over here. Just you and me.
I kind of looked like that when I was like 5 years old, honestly, though. Except my hair was like platinum blonde. Sounds like Indian.
That's not right.
Can we do more kazoo?
Whoa! Stepped it up a notch.
It's more evident in the original video, but what I love about this kid is like it's clearly overdubbed with an adult's voice.
Yeah.
Can we do more kazoo?
Like,
To the grown woman.
yeah.
You're my special friend.
Yeah, right. Okay. Okay, we get it. We get it, Kazoo Kid. Let's get back to... I can't talk.
Let's get back to eating ass.
Let's get down to brass tacks here. How much for the ape?
Let's get down to brass ass here.
Brass ass.
Alright, so that's something that Alex wouldn't actually do. So I'll keep brainstorming fun ideas for us to do. I don't know why.
Drop them in the comments below. Make sure you click like and subscribe.
I'm not intentionally so ass focused. It just sort of happens. Like, I don't know. This is my personality.
I'm a pretty ass-centric
Ass-centric person?
Just not with my mouth.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. As long as you're eccentric in... That's why we get along so well. We're ass-centric in different ways. Mm-hmm. Makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, what, any new music you've been listening to?
Yeah, there was a really good album that just came out recently. Actually, the new Hypocrisy album I thought was pretty awesome. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but like it like grew on me quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like there's like a handful of really great songs on there. And
I've never even listened to Hypocrisy.
They're definitely one of my favorite bands. And the cool thing I also like too, which we probably won't get into too much on this podcast, but a lot of the lyrical content was like about like conspiracies and the New World Order and Illuminati shit. And it was kind of like I was like, he's gonna get canceled for this. Like,
oh damn!
So it was kind of cool.
Well, how big of a band are they?
Hypocrisy's pretty fucking big.
Oh, so it's
especially Peter Taggart, because he does a lot of production work and all that kind of shit, and
so they actually have something to lose by talking about that.
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
He's a pretty big successful dude. He's
I don't know. I don't think you have to be like super deep in that stuff to find it interesting. Like I don't think you have to be like whatever nut job or whatever to find conspiracy.
Alex Jones.
Yeah, you don't have to be Alex Jones or Alex.
Are we allowed
Jones.
to say that on YouTube?
We can bleep it out.
AJ.
Yeah, AJ. We don't have to be AJ to find conspiracies interesting, just like as a concept.
Right.
Like, personally...
And I think a lot of it, too, because, like, a lot of his lyrics are about, like, alien abductions and, like, that kind of stuff and viruses and apocalypse shit, so it's always been about that, but I feel like maybe really... Oops, I shouldn't say that. The C word maybe really inspired him to, like, amp it up a bit, so it was pretty cool, like...
I'll replace you saying code with a robotic voice saying the global pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Yeah, so like that was because like I've been disappointed with a lot of music recently because I think I've just been getting burnt out on music in a way, but
Well, you've been so like knee deep in music for so long.
yeah, my whole life.
I go through periods where I don't really listen to music.
Yeah, I don't do that. Unless you mean like a period of 24 hours, then yeah, I do that.
Well, I go through like several month-long periods where I mostly like listen to podcasts and like YouTubers and stuff like that instead of music. So then when I come back to music, I'm like, oh my god, music is awesome! Like,
right.
So I don't know. I think a break from stuff you love to like sort of refresh is good.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I probably, like, maybe a couple years ago, maybe just got, like, less into it, but, and also I feel like a lot of stuff, like, you know, because you have a favorite band, then they've been around for, like, 10 or 20 years, like, I feel like it's nearly impossible to keep writing perfect albums all the time.
Yeah.
And especially when you set the bar really high for yourself, like some of these bands do, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but, you know, I feel like I haven't really been impressed with too many bands, at least metal and stuff like that, but Hypocrisy was pretty good.
Dude, I can totally cut this out, and you might think I'm a dick for pointing this out, but I started laughing just thinking about saying this, but your eyes don't blink at the same time. One eye blinks.
What do you mean?
Differently than the other eye, and it makes you look like a lizard.
You're not supposed to tell people that.
Yeah, you're one of the lizard people. But I swear, when you blink, this eye blinks first. It's like, now I'm expecting you to like your tongue to come out and you to like lick your eye, like to clean it. Like you won't eat ass, but you lick your own eye. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, I got my limitations.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I just wanted to take a break to insult you. I probably made you lose your train of thought, and you probably have no idea what we're talking about.
No, I love being insulted.
Okay. Roast me.
Roast me, daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a couple other albums off the top of my head. There's probably more. Like on my desktop, I have my 47,000 song music library with all that shit, and it's in order. But I know that I was really impressed with Kataklysm's recent 2 albums because I had been like a fan of them, for forever, but they weren't like one of my favorite bands. But like the Meditations album, I think is like one of the few perfect albums I've heard in forever.
I've never really listened to the Kataklysm either.
Yeah, they're really great.
You'll have to send me like a couple of like recent albums that you listen to because I've been trying to discover some new music that I like.
Yeah. Finntroll's new album, I didn't love it at first, but it grew on me too. I was like, okay, yeah, this is
I'm
a 7-year gap.
I'm personally not super into that like folk metal style.
Metal, yeah.
Like it's fun for like a couple songs, but I don't know if I could listen to a whole album and be entertained by it.
I love it. It's just like so different and magical and heavy and shit.
Yeah, I do like orchestral metal where they like it's like big and epic.
Symphonic.
There's like symphonic
black
metal. I do like symphonic metal, but that's more stuff that I used to listen to that I'm not like. I listen to the problem I get into is I get stuck listening to the same like songs or same bands I've always listened to. Yeah, I do feel like as you get older, it gets like harder and harder to discover new.
Yeah,
things.
it's one because like you already like know all the stuff you like and you're keeping up with all the bands you like anyway. But then you also just feel like a fucking grandpa, and you're just like, I don't like any of the new stuff. What's wrong with me?
Right? Yeah. I don't know, like what it is like. I don't know if you remember this, but you used to say like you used to have like several songs or like bands that like you were like I didn't really like them, but then once I listened to it over and over again, I started to really like it.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that will grow on you and stuff over time. I remember because I used to not like death metal. Like when I was like 10 or 11, I was like listening to like the stuff on the radio, like radio rock and rap and pop and stuff.
Yeah.
And I found like heavy ass shit like when I was like 12 or 13. Probably I was like 12. So I was like listening to like I remember I was listening to like Rob Zombie and like Seven Dust and like that was like kind of like not super mainstream. Yeah. Well, Rob Zombie was, but and then there was I would buy like these compilation albums where it's like a mix of like all these different artists and stuff. So I remember like I heard like a bunch of new shit. I was like, oh, this is cool. And then there was like Ozzfest back in the day. And I remember going to Ozzfest with my dad was like, for the first time I was like 12. and seeing like all these bands I liked, and I got more and more. As I got older, I got more and more stuff. Like I remember the first time I heard bands like Behemoth or Arch Enemy or like stuff where it's just like all screaming and stuff, or like Deicide. I remember hearing Deicide, I was like, what the fuck is this? This is terrible. But like eventually it all grew on me, and like once I got past like the screaming and all that stuff, like they became like
that's kind of what happened
bands.
with me too. Like I had to find bands that had a mix of like metalcore, that had a mix of screaming and singing. Like what got me started was Bolt for My Valentine.
Right.
Like stuff like that, where like there was screaming, but there was also singing. I need something to like.
I think that's how it is for a lot of people, because most people don't like being screamed at, so it's like a normal reaction to not like that,
like an evolutionary response
like,
to like
when you're like a rebellious kid and you like get into like shit that like other people don't like. Yeah. Not necessarily. Well, I guess you could do it because they don't like it, but once you like keep like going on this path or this spectrum or whatever, you get more and more extreme like stuff, because it's like you're not gonna just like be born liking Deicide. I mean, I'm sure there are people like that, but
it's like it's kind of like people with like porn addictions.
Oh God.
Like, but like. You
don't start eating ass.
Right, yeah. No one starts out having sex eating ass. Well, I don't know what kids are doing these days, but I didn't start out eating ass.
Right.
Back in my day. But it's a real thing. People who like get addicted to porn, like they keep like wanting like weirder, like more niche, like more extreme stuff.
Marijuana is a gateway drug, children.
Right, exactly. Foot porn is a gateway drug. So, but kind of like
Puts you on head.
That was just kind of my attempt at being silly. But seriously, to your point, I don't know. It kind of makes me question sometimes if like anyone actually likes stuff, or if it's just the fact that we're exposed to it, so we end up like making ourselves like it. Like, are we born with inherent taste, or is it just our environment that make us like the things we like?
Yeah, I'm pretty much an environment person all the way for everything. So, I mean, aside from like physical genetic traits, I think if you were born in like as the same, like, Alex or Christian, and you were born like on the other side of the world somewhere else, you're not gonna just love.
So you're more on the nurture
side.
You're more nurture versus nature as far as
non-nature. Or no, nurture, right?
Yeah.
Nurture is...
Yeah, nurture is like your environment and the stimuli that influence like who you become.
Yeah, I'm a product of an environment or whatever.
I think you're probably right as far as taste. Like, I think other things like about someone's personality can be like based on nature a little bit, because you've heard the stories about like kids who, grew up in like a good like well-rounded home and got lots of love, and then still ended up being a total fuck-up, like, or whatever, like, that might just be, like, mental illness or, like, a wire cross.
Well, but it's also a thing, too, like, it's, it still is an environmental thing, because just because you grew up with what, let's just say most people assume are, like, the basic needs and everything you need and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to also replicate those, because... It's
so you're saying there might have been, like, minute details in the environment that influenced you?
Right, or it's, like, the same difference between... So, like, let's say there's, like, a super rich person, they've never had any problems in their life, and then all of a sudden they, like, stub their toe, and that's, like, the worst thing that's ever happened to them. It's gonna be like, holy shit, this changed my life, this is horrible. Whereas, like, there's fucking people that are starving somewhere, dying in violence, growing up in gunfire, that doesn't bother them at all. So it's like, just because you're surrounded by things that are like really awesome, your perspective is changed as to how something affects you.
So bad things still happen to them that seem way worse to them.
They seem way worse.
Okay.
And vice versa, like certain things like seem like a lot better. Like if you're super rich and all of a sudden someone gives you like an old worn out gross little coat to keep you warm, you're gonna be like, fuck you, get out of my face.
Right, yeah.
But if you're super poor, that's like the best thing ever, because you're like, dude, this coat's awesome, I don't have a coat, I don't have a house, that kind of shit.
That's one of the... I heard that, like, this quote and this concept recently, like, it's a great quote. The worst thing that's ever happened to you is the worst thing that's ever happened to you.
Yeah.
It's basically just saying, like, it's all about perspective. Like, you're like exactly what you're saying.
They talk about people like growing up being really sheltered and shit like that. That's why like you could be like 30 and like really sheltered and not know anything about the world. Whereas if you're like a 10-year-old kid growing up in a fucking genocide war and some shit, you've seen some shit that people aren't ever going to see in their lifetime. Right. So it affects you.
Well,
some people grow up faster than other people.
Yeah, and the other thing about, like, even people who, to a lot of the world, like, wouldn't have a very difficult life and would have, like, grow up, like, what most people call a good life, they might have, like, because they didn't grow up with adversity, they weren't prepared for, like, adversity.
Right.
Like, they weren't prepared for trauma, and then, like, their dog died when they've been around since they were a little kid or something, and they didn't know how to process it because they'd never really experienced trauma.
It's like, it's a whole balancing thing, because if you have too much adversity, then you, I don't know, become a psychopath or some shit. If you, like, don't have any adversity, then you become, like, a fucking, I don't know, a beta male.
Yeah.
So,
That's part
can't handle anything.
That's part of why I really, like, working out has done so much for my mental health. Because, like, I'm forcing myself to do something hard that I don't want to do.
Right.
And that way, like, when I encounter other things in life that are difficult, I'm like, oh, well, compared to the workout I did this morning, like, that's fucking nothing. Like, I'll be okay. Like, I put myself through hell this morning.
Right.
And it's kind of the same, like, I don't really want to go into detail about, like, what my job is, but, like, I have a pretty physically intensive job. Like, you know that. You know
eating
what it
ass
is.
professional.
Yeah, I'm a professional ass eater. But after doing the job I do for 3 years, like, I encounter, like some people, we talked about this in the first episode where you got stuck in my yard and we had to, you had to get towed out.
Yeah.
But, like, at first I tried to push you out. But some people might have had, like, then that would be, like, super physically intensive or, like, oh, this is too hard. Like, I can't even attempt to do this. Right. But, you know.
Or if they were, like, had never been stuck or somewhere or in severe wet, they would be, like, crying and panicking.
Right, yeah.
Because I've driven it, like, there was not even, like, an inch of snow on the ground, but it was just because it was icy and stuff. But I've driven, like, in, like, not an actual hurricane, but, like, you know how hurricanes come inland and shit, and being blown across the highway and shit. I've driven in snow where there's, like, snow on the road, like, packed. So it's like, I've driven in way worse conditions, but so I was just like, maybe I was blowing it off, like, I was, not, like, being arrogant about it, but I was like, I've been in way worse things, I'm gonna be fine.
No, when that happens, some people might have been, like, really freaked out, or, like, really, like, paranoid, or, you know, really distraught. But me and you both, like, had smiles on our faces, like, well, you shouldn't have done that. Like,
you shouldn't have done that. He's just a boy.
Yeah. There was no, like, worry between either of us. Like, and I don't know, maybe that's just because we've had, like, fairly balanced lives and we've had, like, an appropriate amount of, like, hard things happen to us. I don't know. Or maybe
Not Almost Famous.
Or maybe,
Not Almost Famous. Fair and balanced.
Yeah, fair and balanced. Or if it's just been so fucked up, like, for us, I don't know how deep we'd ever want to go into that. But
we're actually broadcasting from a mental institution forced against our will.
So that, like, random, like, things that most people will be bothered by, we're just like, oh, whatever, everything's fine. Like, I don't know. But I kind of feel like that's what working out does for me in day-to-day life. But we're actually at, we kind of hit the zone.
What time are we at?
We're at 53.
I was just about to, I thought we had like 30 minutes left.
No, we're at 53. So you want to go ahead and wrap this up?
Yeah, well, okay, here's something that I have to end on, because we talked about, like, like, improv and, like, just letting things come to you, and, like, I think in another episode we were talking about like how people like stand up but they don't like improv because improv, like, makes them, like, anxious and they don't know what to say, but the more you just, like, get better at it, the more comfortable you are. The origin word for pickle, I just made that up. That's not true.
Oh, really?
I literally was making up.
Wow.
I was thinking of what to say next. Like, I was talking about a pirate ship. After I got to the pirate ship, I was like, okay, so that just sounds like a fucking tampon, basically. How do I get from this to a pickle? So I was like, then he went back and he discovered the pickle and he made it. Reminded him of his pirate days.
Like, this doesn't make any sense. I was believing you.
And there's people that were watching this that's like, he's lying! He's lying!
Yeah, there's people who, like, were Googling that as you were saying it, like,
they're commenting.
He's just going along with it?
Yeah.
He's clearly lying to us.
Right.
Wow. Okay. Well, thanks for actually cluing me in before we.
It's funny too because as I made that up, I started typing and made a note too. Okay, I need to circle back to this at the end, and I don't want to forget to do that. So I'm glad you asked me to do I have anything else to cover? And I looked and I was like, oh, I do.
You invented a pirate ship tampon and said that's where the word pickle comes from. I don't know how you got from point A to point B, but I'm glad we made it.
That's a pirate's life,
yeah. A tampon's life is a life for me. All right, so I think we're gonna end it there. Yeah. All right, thanks everyone for watching.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. All right, good night, everyone.
Bye.
We hit a groove, we kind of hit the zone, not almost famous, yeah. Not almost famous, yeah. Not almost famous with Alex and Christian.